Fitness Combos with Laura Newsa.
Is the end of Project Diva in the horizon? It certainly looks like the iconic rhythm game is finally coming to an end. There's been a lot of speculation over the last few years about what the future of the Project Diva franchise will be, and especially since there hasn't been that many updates in years. The last major update was when they added it to Steam. So yesterday, this article was circulating around Twitter, and this is an interview that Crypton Future Media did addressing Project Diva specifically. So this is a picture of the interview in case any of you speak Japanese, but I will provide the translations that the user Len Versace provided. So I'm going to start reading. There were quite a few difficulties. In particular, the Diva series had issues balancing production costs and sales. And I remember well when the next game ran into trouble due to business structure no longer being reconciled. Around 2016, we were considering developing a social game based on Diva Arcade as a successor project, but this also proved difficult. After repeated reconsideration, we made a major change of course in light of trends, which led to the planning of Project Sekai, a completely new approach for Hatsune Miku. This doesn't come as a surprise since we've all known how much production value a game like Project Diva has when compared to Project Sekai. And also the revenue sources for a mobile rhythm game as opposed to a standalone game like this one are drastically different. And you might argue about the DLCs since those do cost money. This is the Nintendo eShop, so you have DLC bundles that cost $30, some that cost $2.99, and there's also a DLC that's $34.99. On Steam, you have a DLC option that costs $4.99 and another that costs $34.99. But again, if you compare that to the revenue source for a mobile rhythm game like Project Sekai, it is a lot less because you will have the user make the initial purchase to buy the game, and then maybe they'll get a few DLCs. With Project Sekai specifically, there are multiple ways they can get your money. So there are the subscription, and these are monthly subscriptions. They also entice you with the crystal shop with new costumes, and of course the gacha element as well that makes them so much money. And there's also the premium monthly mission pass as well. So in terms, something like a Project Sekai is just a lot more lucrative and a much better investment for Crypton than, trying to figure out how to make Project Diva work. I will say I love Project Sekai, but as someone who enjoyed Project Diva, this is a humongous loss. I mean, I remember seeing the arcade game at an arcade. Was I good at it? No, I was never good at it, but it was just so enjoyable, and those music videos are so iconic as well. And I do love my Project Sekai, but it is not a one-to-one comparison whatsoever. I do wish Crypton would just be real because the Project Sekai original characters are the main focus of Project Sekai. The Vocaloids are just kind of sprinkled in. I also think it's a huge disservice not having a proper Crypton Future Media rhythm game on a console. I know mobile rhythm games are very lucrative, but there has to be a happy medium where you can make a console game just as lucrative. Personally, I think you can look at examples like Fortnite that is available in multiple consoles as a good example of a console game that can be equally as lucrative. You just have to give people a reason to spend their hard-earned money. So how do you guys feel about the end of Project Diva? Sound off in the comments.